Ciao Bella! Serie A is the latest major football league to return after the old lockdown, and we got plenty of football coming up, and we got your predictions and mine to take a look at next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, it is Italia. That's right. We're taking a look at matchday number 27. Of course, take a look back at what happened way back when in matchday number 26. We'll get to all that in just a second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe. Back up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Serie A related, world football related, and all here. Under one Ruski. That's right, boys and girls. Before we jump into the thick of things, I want a big shout out, of course, respect to my brothers, the VIP exclusive gang, the Dirty 10, the naughty boys, the naughty Patreons, that's right. Big shout out to you. You know who you are. That's right. Cody Cahoe, Russell Frost, Tom Clark, Tom Berson, Lead Legend, John Spur, Noko Drinker, Aztec Markaby Mark, Daniel Mella, Bianca Mullen, of course, returning LG and Cal. That's right. Respect to my patrons, forever buddies. That's right. We've got our own little secret handshake going on. And the dance, we do it all every weekend. We meet up and we do the thing like this, and they do it all back, and we're all tight. We're tight. You can be also tight if you want to join the exclusive VIP gang. There is a link down below, patreon.com/RoversC. Support the channel in another way for as little as a can of sparkling black cherry vanilla. It's cheap as chips. You can support the channel, cheap as chips. Anyway, let's go all the way back. Let's go back in time and take a little look at what we all did and thought of the football way back in March. Yes, my friends, it is Serie A. Can't wait. It's been too long. So let's jump into the thick of things and talk a little about it. This is the criteria, just in case you don't know what's going on. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-faced gang. 4 to 7, you're in the straight-faced club. 8+, you're in the top banana. All the way back in March, in fact, probably all the way back into the back end of February, we had match day number 26, and these are the predictions and, of course, and the results for match day number 26. So we're gonna be taking a look at it, shall we? So let's kick it all off. It was Lazio. They took on Bologna. Then there was a 2-0 win for Lazio, who are duking it out for the title. Actually, went with a 3-1 win. Ain't too shabby. Napoli continued to bite the bullet against me, because I was harping on thinking Gattuso's not the man, but they got a 2-1 win over Torino. Actually went with a 2-0 win. I'm starting to believe in the Gattuso. 2-0 in the end. So a good win for Napoli in the end. Lecce did. They want to forget. They want to forget about this one. 7-2 spanking at home against Atalanta. Actually half it, and you get my score. 3-1 in the end. Next up, Cagliari, another barnstorming goal game with a 7-goal bonanza. Roma 4-3 winners over Cagliari. Actually with a 2-1 win. Double mine, you get it, so you get close to it. Not too shabby though. Look at that. I'm impressed. 4 out of 4. Parma, they lost to SPAL 1-0 when he actually went in favour of Parma on this one with a 2-0 win. So my run comes to an end. AC Milan lost to Genoa. Actually went with a 3-1 win for AC Milan. What was I thinking? Sampdoria did beat Hellas Verona 2-1. I actually went with a 2-1. I got that one bang on the pissing nose, boys. Bang on the pissing nose. Next up, Udinese and Fiorentina duked out to a 0-0 draw. Actually with a 1-1 draw. Not too shabby. Juventus and Inter Milan, that did end up as a 2-0 win for Juve. And I actually went with a 3-2 win. That's right, 3-2 win in favour of Juventus. Goodness gracious me. Sassuolo, they did beat Brescia 3-0 and actually went with a 2-1 win. I don't believe it. Have I just got the one wrong? No, I've got one. I've just got one wrong. Wow. Whoa! The prediction king is back, boys and girls. That's right. I don't believe it. I don't piss and believe it. Do a recheck. Anyway, this is what the table currently looks like out in Serie A. Juventus are top of the table by 1 point. Lazio are in second, 62 points. Inter Milan third, and Atalanta are in fourth. Roma are in the old Europa League spots. Napoli breathing down their necks. AC Milan kind of chasing. If that. I didn't get to show you all the stuff, but you know what I mean. But let's take a look at how you guys got on then, shall we? And I will I'll make this a little bit more easy on the eye, and I will try and get rid of all this junk. So give me a second while I just slide into your DMs, baby. There we go. So let's take a look at how you guys got on then, shall we? So Ultra Omamura, how did you get on way back in March? You did pretty well for yourself, not too shabby. Omaji Monday did absolute shit. Nathan Heaver did pretty well for himself. Giacomo Cararulo did pretty well for himself as well. We are QPR, not too shabby. Awesome, I also did pretty well. Blue FC, let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause for doing top bananas. Yannick Bustler did also pretty tip-top. Miles Austin, not too shabby. Joachim Johansson, well, respect to my brother. No co-drinker, that is, to you and I. He's a Patreon, so that's why he gets a round of applause. He did pretty well as well. Manis Christiansen, not too shabby. Ishman Ulian Boss, not too bad. George 3-1 UK, not too bad indeed. And Bossio Mata, not too shabby. So the only one with a little bit of work to do, you know who you are. So finally, we're going to plough into match day number 27 now. As you can see from this rather overloaded screen, we are actually got like a bit of a double match day. I'm going to squeeze it all into one, so at the end of it, we will finally be up to date with the scapes, because there's a couple of games going on this weekend, and then it all kicks into full flux next week. So yeah, we're going to start with the Bobby Dazzlers, which is Torino and Parma. These are the catch-up games, 4 catch-up games. I didn't think it would justify a prediction video for just the 4, so we're going to do those 4, and then we're going to do this. So next time you see me in Serie A prediction, the scoring criteria will be absolute crazy. Yeah, you probably have to get 10 to get in the top banana. Anyway, enough jib-jabs. Let's get into it. So, Torino taking on Parma this weekend, kicking all off the Serie A return. Is on Saturday, the June 20th. They're going to take on Parma. The last couple of encounters sees 3 wins. The past 3 encounters, 2 wins for Parma, 1 draw, no wins for Torino. They played in Parma earlier in the season. It was a 3-2 win for Parma. Dejan Koldovevsky, Andres Cornelius, Roberto Inglese on the score sheet for Parma. Torino's goals coming from Christian Alznadi and Andrea Belletti from the penalty spot. Torino have actually lost the last 6 matches in Serie A, whereas Torino have also conceded at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches away from home. They lost 6 on the spin, which cost the manager the job. Meanwhile, Parma actually just 2 defeats in the past 6. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds on this one, 11 of 10 for Torino, 12 to 5 is a draw, 12 to 5 is also the away win. A win for Parma, currently find themselves in 9th, could see them rise to above 7th, which is AC Milan at the moment. A win for Torino in 15th. They need a win. They could go as high as 13th. They could end up in the relegation zone if things don't work out with the next couple of days. I'm going to side with a cheeky 1-0 win for Torino. That will give them their first win in a long, long time, and maybe, just maybe, push them clear of any relegation troubles they may have up their sleeve. Next up, we have Hellas Verona. They're going to take on Cagliari. Also on this weekend, Saturday the 20th of June. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Verona, 2 wins for Cagliari, and 1 draw. They played in Cagliari earlier in the season. It was a 1-1 draw. Lucas Castro on the score sheet for Cagliari, Marco Faraoni on the score sheet for Verona. The last time played in Verona was way back in 2018. Romello with the one and only goal for Verona as they came out on top. Verona actually won their last 3 home matches in Serie A, and they've also won their last 3 home matches against Cagliari as well. Meanwhile, Cagliari actually failed to win the last 11 matches, so they're on a right bit bad of form at the moment. Remember, at the start of the season, they were competing for Europa League spots, but now they are struggling, actually, without a win in 6. Heading into this, Cagliari actually without a win in 6. Meanwhile, Verona have actually just lost once in 6 games, so they'll be the hotly tipped team to come out on top on this one. Bookmakers' odds, 11 to 10 for Verona, 12 to 5 is the draw, 12 to 5 is also the away win. Pretty similar odds to that of the first game. A win for Cagliari, who currently find themselves in 12th, could see them rise. Could still potentially compete for Europa League spots up as high as 8th. Meanwhile, Verona are in 8th, and a win for them could rise them above AC Milan into 7th, and then they'll be right knocking on the door for a Europa League spot. I'm going to go with Verona, 2-1 in the end, give them another boost as they compete for some late glory. Next up, Atalanta up against Sassuolo. The last 6 encounters, 6 out of 6 for Atalanta. They played in Sassuolo earlier in the season. Was a 4-1 win for Atalanta. Alejandro Gomez on the score sheet twice. Robin Guzens and Duvan Zapata on the score sheet as well for Atalanta. Sassuolo's one and only goal from Giorgio Derefrey. The last they played in Atalanta was also another high-scoring affair. Four goals in it. 3-1 win going in favour of Atalanta. The hosts have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 5 matches in Serie A, where they've also won the last 3 matches as well. In fact, it's 6 games on the spin, though, for Atalanta heading into this. Meanwhile, Sassuolo are not too shabby themselves, just 1 defeat at the past 6. So it's going to be 2 teams in a good bit of form. However, the bookmakers will go with Atalanta 7-2 on red hot favourites. 5-1 is the draw, 50-2 is the away win. A win for Sassuolo, who are, where are they in the old table these days? They were struggling, but they're now up to 11th. They could go from 11th all the way high as 8th. Meanwhile, their opposition, Atalanta, who are in 4th, could maybe strengthen a position in the Champions League and maybe get closer to Inter Milan if they're victorious. But basically, they're not going to move unless something else goes on crazy. But I'm going to go with Atalanta on this one. I think 3. What's the mystery? Must be 3-0. I think I went 3-0 or 3-1. Oh, that's what it is. Next up, we have Inter Milan. They're going to be taking on Sampdoria, of course. 2 juggernauts of old. The last 6 encounters sees 5 wins for Inter Milan and 1 win for Sampdoria. They played in Sampdoria earlier in the season. It was a 3-1 win for Inter Milan. Stefano Sensi on the score sheet. Alex Sanchez on the score sheet, as well as getting sent off. Roberto Gagliardi as well on the score sheet for Inter Milan. Jacopo Gianco on the score sheet for Sampdoria. The last time played in Inter Milan was a 2-1 win back in 2019. Daniel D'Alessandro and Radia Nangalin on the score sheet for Inter Milan. Manolo Gabbiadini on the score sheet for Sampdoria. Inter are actually undefeated in the last 8 home matches in Serie A, but however, they've also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the division. Heading into this, Inter Milan actually just 1 defeat of the past 4, whereas Sampdoria have actually won twice in the past 6 games, beating Verona and Torino not too long ago. The bookmakers' odds on this one taking place on Sunday the 21st of June. 3-1 on for Inter Milan, 4-1 is the draw, 15-2 is the away win. Inter Milan currently find themselves in 3rd. They appear to be out of the old title race at the moment, but a win would get them up to 57 points and maybe just a late push for them. Their opponents, Sampdoria, in 16th spot with the nicest man in football. A win for them could go up to as high as 14th in the table. I'm going with Inter Milan. Silly not to. And that will give them a big old boost in their pursuit for Champions League football. So that's match day number 26 completed. Now let's take a look, of course, match day number 27. Now the games do end on match day number 26 on Sunday. Match day 27 begins on Monday. That's how tight it is. And we've got a jam-packed schedule to look at. So let's kick it all off with who do we have? We have Fiorentina. They take on Brescia. That takes on place on Monday the 22nd of June. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Fiorentina, 4 draws, 0 wins for Brescia. They did play in Brescia earlier in the season. It was a 0-0 draw. In fact, it's back-to-back draws for them. But both games were held in Brescia. The last time played in Fiorentina was a 3-2 win for Fiorentina. Alberto Gallardo on the score sheet. Mario Santana and Adem Lajic as well. Alessandro Diamati and Nicolas Codevera on the score sheet for Brescia. That was all the way back in 2011, just in case you're wondering. Heading into this, of course, Brescia are in absolute shit form. Just 1 draw of the past 6. The rest have been defeats. Meanwhile, Fiorentina unbeaten in the last 3 games, picking up 2 draws and 1 win as well. Brescia have actually conceded at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 10 matches. They've actually lost 8 of those 10 matches as well. Bookmakers' odds on this one, 15-8 on for Fiorentina for the victory. 3-1 is the draw. 5-1 is the long shot. Brescia seem to be down at the moment. They are 16 points. They can still get themselves. I think they can get out of it. I think at least not finish bottom, that's for sure. A win for them could see them leapfrog SPAL into 19th spot. Meanwhile, their opposition Fiorentina are in 13th. Their win for them could see them rise into 11th spot. I'm going with a 0-0 draw. Can't separate the 2 sides. Yeah, giving Brescia a bit of a benefit of the doubt. Next up, we have Lecce up against AC Milan. Now, Lecce come into this. They're also in the relegation zone, 18th spot. Now AC Milan are up to 7th. The bookmakers heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 0 wins for Lecce, 4 wins for AC Milan, 2 draws between the 2 sides. In fact, the last game between them was a draw. It was a 2-2 draw. Hakan Kaliagu and Gustav Piatek on the score sheet for AC Milan. Kuriomo Babacar and Mario Calderoni on the score sheet for Lecce. The last time they played in Lecce was a 7-goal barnstormer going in favour of AC Milan. That was back in 2011 with Kevin Prince Boateng on the hat-trick. Mario Yepes on the score sheet as well from Milan. Guglielmo Giacomazzazzi, Massimo Odo and Grossmoller on the score sheet for Lecce. Heading into this, Lecce have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches at home, so they fancy the chances as well. However, it's back-to-back defeats for Lecce in this match. They did lose 7-2 last time out, of course, to Atalanta at home. Meanwhile, AC Milan just 1 defeat the past 5 games. That was against Genoa not too long ago, but a lot of those have been draws. Bookmakers' odds on this one taking place on Monday the 22nd of June. 70-4 for Lecce. 3-1 is the draw. 8-13 on for AC Milan. There's a bit of money in Lecce's victory if they're to be victorious. A win for Lecce in 18th. They could go as high as 14th. A win for AC Milan in 7th could see them rise potentially, mathematically, up to 6th if they get everything going their way. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for AC Milan, give them the benefit of the doubt. Next up, we have Bologna doing very, very well for themselves in the top 10, taking on, of course, the champions, elect Juventus. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters see 6 wins out of 6 for Juventus. They did play in Juve early in the season. It was a 2-1 win. Ronaldo and Pajacic on the score sheet for Juve. Danilo on the score sheet for Bologna. Heading into this, Juventus actually just won 1 in the past 4 games in all competitions, whereas Bologna have actually lost twice in the past 6. As well. Juventus have actually scored at least 2 goals in 9 of the last 11 matches in Serie A, but they've also won 9 of those last 11 matches in Serie A as well. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place on Monday, 22nd of June as well. 9-2 for Bologna. 10-3 is the draw. 15-8 red hot favourites are Juventus. They are actually 1 point adrift, 1 point clear of Lazio at the top of the table. A win could extend that to 4 points for at least 24 hours. Meanwhile, their opposition. This opening, whatever day it is on the Monday, Bologna are in 10th. A win for them could see them rise up to 7th. Goodness gracious me, what a season they're having. For me, I'm going to go with a win for Juventus, 3-0 in the end to put the pressure on Lazio. Next up, SPAL taking on Cagliari. SPAL down in 19th. Of course, Cagliari also in action on the weekend. Heading into this, though, not including that game, the last 6 encounters between themselves and SPAL, 5 wins for Cagliari and 1 draw between the two sides. They played earlier in the season, was a 2-0 win. Nangelin and Fragaro on the score sheet for Cagliari. Then heading into this, of course, SPAL looking absolutely shit at the moment, just 1 win in the past 6. That was against Parma not too long ago. Meanwhile, Cagliari also pretty shit form as well. In fact, to take the points tallies between the two sides at the past 6 games, or 5 games, or whatever, SPAL have actually picked up more points than Cagliari. Cagliari just 2 draws the last 5 games. Heading into this, SPAL have actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 4 home matches. Meanwhile, they've also lost their last 5 home matches in Serie A. Cagliari have actually failed to win the last 7 matches in Serie A, both home and away. Bookmakers odds, SPAL, they are 13-8. There's tight margins in this one for the victory. 12-5 is the draw. 8-5 is the away win for Cagliari. A win for Cagliari in 12th could see them rise above Verona up to 8th. The win for SPAL in 19th could potentially get them a little bit of a lifeline in the old relegation battle. But for me, going to go with SPAL. Yeah, against the better judgment on this one. I think SPAL just are going to edge it and take the 3 points. There's always some surprises, and you never know. Without no fans, they may blossom. Next up, it's Verona up against Napoli. Also taking place. This is on Tuesday, 23rd of June. The last 6 encounters see 6 wins for Napoli. Nothing else going on. They played in Naples early in the season. It was a 2-0 win. Alexander Milicic with a brace. The last they played in Verona back in 2017 was a 3-1 win for Napoli as well. Napoli have actually won 5 of the last 6 matches in Serie A, whereas Verona have actually won the last 3 home matches in the division as well. So this will be a little bit of a tough order. Between two sides of the past six games each. Well, in fact, that's a terrible stat. Verona have actually lost their last match, but heading into this, it's just 1 defeat the past 5, whereas Napoli look good at the moment, look solid, even getting a draw against Barcelona not too long ago in the Champions League. Heading into this, taking place on Tuesday the 23rd of June, 11-4 for Verona, 11-4 is the draw, 11-10 on is the away day for Napoli. A win for Napoli in 6th. Could imagine closer to a 5th place push with a push up to 42 points. Meanwhile, their opposition, Hellas Verona, currently find themselves in 8th. A win for them could potentially move them up to 7th, and they'll be breathing down their necks. Tough one, this one, but I'm going to give it to Naples or Napoli. 2-0 win in the end to maybe push lastminute.com for those European spaces. Next up, we have Genoa. They're going to be taking on Parma. Flipping Parma need a result. Last 6 encounters, or I think the last 3 sees 3 wins for Parma, nothing for Genoa. They played in Parma earlier in the season. It was a 5-1 win. Andreas Cornelis with a hat-trick. Jurij Kuka and Dejan Jaganovski on the score sheet. Andrea Panimati on the score sheet for Genoa. The last they played in Genoa was a 3-1 win in favour of Parma as well. Heading into this, Parma just 1 win in the past 4. Meanwhile, Genoa 3 wins at the past 4. So pretty savvy heading into this. Genoa actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches as well. The bookmakers odds on Tuesday, 23rd of June, 5-4 for Genoa, 5-2 is the draw, 2-1 is the away win. A win for Genoa in, where are they? 17th spot. They could go as high as 14th. Their opposition, Parma, 9th spot at the moment. Of course, game earlier in the weekend, they could go as high as 7th. Maybe, just maybe, they could even 38. They could be up as high as 6th spot by the end of it. You just don't know. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Parma, give them the benefit of the doubt, which will make up for the loss earlier in the prediction. Next up, we have Torino. They're going to be taking on Udinese. The last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Torino, 1 win for Udinese, and 2 draws. They played in Udinese earlier in the season. It was a 1-0 win. Stefano Onaka on the score sheet for Udinese, but the last time they played in Torino was a 1-0 win for Torino. Olia Ayanana on the score sheet for Torino. Sebastian Di Mario against self sent off. Torino actually lost the last 6 matches in Serie A. That could be 7 as well. Meanwhile, Udinese have actually drawn the last 4 matches as well. So no one likes a win. However, they're actually undefeated in 6 games. Udinese picking up a couple of wins in maybe the Italian Cup, I think. So they're unbeaten in 6. Whereas Torino look absolutely lost at sea. Bookmakers odds 6-5 for Torino to win this one. 12-5 is the draw. 11-5 is the away win. A win for Torino, who are in 15th. Could, again, 6 points on the table. They could mathematically be up to 33 points, which would be up into 11th spot, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Meanwhile, their opposition, Udinese, are in 14th spot. They could go as high as 13th. I've gone with the 1-1 draw. Cannot separate the two sides on this one. Into the back end of this mini mayhem weekend, it is Inter Milan. They're going to take on Sassuolo. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 1 win for Inter Milan, 4 wins for Sassuolo, and 1 draw. They played in Sassuolo last time out, and it was that one and only victory for Inter Milan. It was a 7-goal barnstormer. Lukaku with a brace, Martinez with a brace as well. Domenico Berardi, Filip Djurkovic, and Jeremy Boga on the score sheet for Sassuolo in what was a very, very topsy-turvy game. Heading into this, though, Milan actually lost once. The past 4 games, whereas Sassuolo have also lost once in the past 4 games. They won the other 3. Inter Milan actually undefeated in the last 8 home matches, but they've conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in Serie A. Bookmakers odds 3-1 on for Inter Milan. 92 is the draw. 13-2 is the away win. Sassuolo, they got a double match week. They could pick up 6 points this week, so they could go from 11th all the way up to 7th in the table, depending on what goes on elsewhere. And of course, that Inter Milan, if they are victorious as well, double match week for them, they could make up 6 points, which would put them up to 60 points. Still, that would get them a little bit of an outside shot of that title push as well. But I'm going to go with an Inter Milan win, 2-0 win in the end. Into the final 2 at long last. It's Atalanta. They're going to take on Lazio. It is 2nd place Lazio, 4th place Atalanta. Heading into this, the last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Atalanta, 3 draws, and 1 win for Lazio. And that one win was all the way back in 2019. I'm not too sure what kind of thing it was. It might have been the Cup, something like that. It was a 2-0 win for Lazio. They played in Lazio earlier in the season, though, and it was a 3-3 draw, 6 goals apiece, a 6-goal bonanza. Immobile with a brace, both from the penalty spot, and Joaquin Carrera as well for Lazio. Luis Muriel on a brace for Atalanta, and Alejandro Gomez as well. Heading into this, these two teams like winning convincingly as well. 4-game winning streaks for at least both the sides. It could be even stretched more than that. Lazio have actually won 16 in the last 18 matches in Serie A, whereas Atalanta have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 5 matches as well. The bookmakers odds are going to have tough time separating these two sides. Taking place on Wednesday, the 24th of June. 30-10 for Atalanta. 5-2 is the draw. 2-1 is the away win. That is Lazio. A win for Lazio could go top of the table. A win for Atalanta. Double match week, is it right? Yeah, they could make up 6 points and potentially be, where would they be? They would be 54 points knocking on the door for 3rd. But what have I gone on this one? I've gone with a 2-1 win for Lazio. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then wrapping it up, it is Roma. Is it Roma? It is Roma. They're going to be taking on Sampdoria, that's right. The nicest man of football heading to Roma. The last 6 encounters sees 2 wins for Roma, 2 wins for Sampdoria, and 2 draws along the way. They played in Sampdoria earlier in the season. It was a 0-0 draw. The last time played in Rome was a 4-1 win going in favour of Roma. Juan Jesus, Patrick Schick, and Stephen El Shaarawy with a brace. Giorgio De Ferrell on the score sheet for Sampdoria. Heading into this, the form, Roma just 1 defeat the past 5 games in all competitions. That was against Atalanta way back when. Sampdoria, 2 wins out of the past 3. Their only defeat was against Fiorentina not too long ago. The bookmakers odds are 2-1 on for Roma. 72 is the draw. 90-4 is the away win for Sampdoria. Win for Sampdoria, who currently find themselves in 16th spot. Potentially could shoot them up to 14th. A win for Roma in 5th. Could shoot them into the top 4 spots. That is Champions League. Already gone for 3-0. You already see it. Gone quite convincingly in the end. But let's just say, this Oh, mayhem. If it was to come on true, this is what the table would look like at the end of it. Juventus will be on 66 points. Lazio will be on 65 into third with 60. And Atalanta in fourth with 51. Down the foot of the table will be Lecce, SPAL and Brescia. Going down to Serie B, boys. Make sure you get your Madhouse predictions in down below so we can take a little look at what you guys think. And we'll take a little look at it, of course, when we take a look at Matchday. What will it be? 28. Now, 28 will kick off on Friday, so you probably get this video on late Wednesday, something like that. So be sure to have the old thumbs up and smash the subscribe, and of course smash the bell so you know just when a video is dropped, because over the next few days it's going to be bedlam. Anyway, boys, be sure to give this video some love, smash the thumbs up. Also check out the description, links to my other social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel for as little as a cheap sparkling glass of whatever this is. Check out the description and support the channel if you can. If not, I understand. But until then, boys, I'll see you all next time around. Happy predicting, stay safe, and all that kind of jazz. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.